done. Didn't have to be a president to get this done. I didn't have to be a king to get this done. The kingdom of God is no game. You better start getting some respect in your head and your heart and your soul for us. Real quick. Real quick. You got respect for these gangsters, you better have respect for us. We crush everybody. Can't be serious. Gangsters can't pull this off. Ain't no gangsters in the world can make COVID-19 and all these plagues fall on you and destroy you like the kingdom of God can. Yeah, it's a new day. It's a new day for the kingdom of God. There's no games being played. It's worse than voodoo. Voodoo got to bow down to this. Voodoo, hoodoo, Santeria, and any other divination. Wicca, all that foolishness. They got to bow down when they ain't been doing nothing. When they didn't know nothing. You ain't know nothing about these laws. You sitting up delirious, for lack of a better word, or state of mind. Doing nothing and knowing nothing. I don't have no respect for that. I tell them to their face, I do not respect none of that when you have not produced nothing. You have produced nothing. Sitting up acting like you some big grand witch or warlock. Doing nothing. Unproductive. Just like Kevin Hart said, the big dude that work at T-Mobile, breaking the phones, that's these witches and warlocks. Yo, unproductive self. Big and muscles and everything, doing nothing. So I don't want to hear about your expertise and the black magic and the black arts. You ain't doing nothing. And you wasn't able to do nothing to me. All that foolishness and all them objects and this way and shifting that way and delays here and delays there. They ain't doing nothing to me. Man, you can't be serious, man. That's a joke. That's a joke. Because at the end of the day, you can read minds all day long. What can you produce? Because it's happening. We getting it done. Hey, you trying to ignore it. We getting it done. While you trying to ignore it, it's being done. While you sitting up an atheist. Yeah, you can't be no atheist now. It's too clear. In the end of time, God is going to be doing everything and it's going to be clear. You missed that part. It's not going to be atheists like you think in the last times. No. They're going to hate God. They're going to know God is real because it's going to be too many supernatural things done to deny his existence, to deny his glory and splendor and his might. Yeah, ain't no such thing as no undercover Christian. I'm letting you know. My God reigns and rules. He is terrible in war. You will be crushed like a soda can playing with this kingdom. And you can think you bad all you want. You'll be dead and bad. That's what's wrong. America want to be Michael Jackson. I'm bad. You want to be bad, man. Until tough steps in the room. Until the mighty ones step into the room. You don't want to be bad no more, do you? Yeah, it's a little too late for that. Yeah, you thought you was tough. Until tough stepped in the room. Until God comes in the room. Now you're not so tough. because you're helpless. What you gonna tell your family, your friends, that is guaranteed? All you men are starting to have a sense of insecurity. You can't promise anyone anything anymore. What can you promise your community? What can you promise your family? Nothing. Everything is in a sense of uncertainty. Everything. You don't know even if the kids is going to get COVID. You don't know if your uncles and aunties are going to get COVID. You don't know what's going to happen. So some men are having insecurities. That's what God creates in you. God will make you insecure, buddy. You'll be insecure about what's going to happen when he get done with you. Not me. When he get done with you, you'll be insecure about everything. And that's where you can't stand it. That's where you're bitter, because you can't manipulate this. Money can't manipulate it. You can't use anyone to manipulate this situation. That's God, man. When you can't manipulate it, anything a human does, another human can undo it, right? So if a human does something, there's another human somewhere that can undo what a human does, right? Why you can't undo this? Because God is in this, man. You can't undo it. If you're an expert at locks and doors and houses, and you can fix anything that a human destroys, right? Because another human, because they're operating basically in the same realm as you, so you can basically work on the other side and fix something that a human destroyed, that you made in the first place. You made it, you can fix it. But if you didn't make this, you can't fix it, can you? You didn't make COVID. For all you Americans that think Asians made COVID, no. Why can't you fix it then? You see what I'm saying? Because anything man makes, another man can fix. Pretty much, right? So why you can't fix this? Because it's out of your control. And the people that can fight the evil that you can't fight this level of evil. We can. We do that. You can't. And I ain't talking about these little bozos running around here. I'm talking about Satan and his kingdom. You can't fight that. That's what we fight. That's why they flattering themselves, thinking they're on our level. I fight Satan. I fight real demons. You are a small fry, not even worth my time. I fight governments and cultures, not neighborhoods. I could care less about your neighborhood. I fight whole cities. That's where we at. Flattering yourself, thinking you fighting me. You fighting me. You're a funny guy, I tell you. You guys are funny to me. You are. You funny to me. Because you have no capacity to understand in the first place, on your level, what is against you and what you're playing with. I know you come from a suburb neighborhood where you think being against Christians is cool. Yeah, it's cool till you have to fight a real one. Yeah, it's real cool. I know you're from the suburbs. You have to be. You have to be. You have to be. A sellout or from the suburbs, selling your soul for money. Like a pigeon, in other words. If you're not a pigeon, just bobbing your head for crackers, or somebody from the suburb, you gotta be. You gotta be. Because that's where a lot of this mentality comes from. Some gothic Satanist, anti-Christian. I'm gonna be an anti-Christian. That starts in the suburbs somewhere. You think it's cool until you come out here on these real streets where real killers ain't feeling that. Yeah, now you meet a monster. A real one. Not these thugs because you're thugs because there's no competition. A lot of these guys are thugs because ain't nobody else around. Let's keep it real. You got people running around these weak neighborhoods, even here in New York, you got these weak neighborhoods, and you got a couple knuckleheads that think they're thugs because they're unchallenged. That's what it is. You can't go nowhere else with that, even here in New York. So it's really not that you're so tough, you're just unchallenged. I can't make this up, man. Yeah, but this prophecy was real. Like I said, July 1st, 2019 came into play about the 20 states marrying children. Then I came with the prophecy that same month and year, July 25th, 24 days later, 2019, that America is expired. Remind you, I had no information about this law until last year. Almost 2 years later. Wow. Almost 2 years later after I was given this prophecy, 2 years later, I found out that they passed laws that same month I was given that prophecy that allows adults to marry any age of children. Right here in America, less than 3 years ago. Yeah, you shouldn't be mad somebody talking about it. You should be mad somebody ain't doing nothing about it. And people that passed the laws. That's what you should be angry about. Because the bottom line is, it's the way it is because nobody ain't talking about it. Because no one's talking about it, that's why it is the way it is. So you can get mad at me talking about it. But I know my purpose. I'm not a simpleton. Somebody needs to talk about it. While you worried about somebody talking about it, somebody needs to talk about it. That will make you simple. So that's the end, man. Pretty much. You can get mad at me. You can get mad at all the whistleblowers. But the bottom line is, your country passed these laws. Nobody didn't make them pass these laws. Nobody made them put a gun to their head and told them to pass laws to have sex with children. Nobody make them pass them laws. So they ain't got nobody to blame but themselves in every way they want to look at it. In every form and fashion, at the end of the day, you have no one to blame but yourself.